If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. Your online presence was a shadow dance where I lost myself. I loved a ghost framed in your status updates and silence. Your status wasn't just online, it was a goodbye in disguise. The distance you showed online was a wound I still bleed. Your silence is a language I'm still trying to decode. I was alive in your presence, but dead in your status. Your status was a mirror reflecting the love I lost. The online you was a stranger wearing my memories. Your unread message was a quiet heartbreak echoing through me. Your online world turned cold. I stayed frozen in your warmth. I loved you between your statuses and missed you in your silence. The status you left behind was the last word in our story. Your digital distance taught me how to mourn love silently. Your online presence flickered like a fading star I chased. I read your status like a poem I didn't understand until heartbreak. Your silence online was louder than any storm we survived. Your last status was a farewell I never wanted to accept. I lived in your messages. You lived beyond the screen. Your status was a door closing softly but forever between us. Your online presence taught me that love can disappear in silence. Your silence online was the echo chamber of a love I once knew. The status you never changed spoke louder than the words you typed. I was a ghost in your online world, haunting memories you forgot. Your presence faded like sunlight through a broken window, cold and distant. Your online distance broke the rhythm of the heartbeat I gave you. I searched your status for truth and found only shadows of goodbye. You left your love unread in the inbox of my soul. Each online moment without you was 1,000 unshed tears. Your silence online taught me how to grieve in pixels. I loved you between your last scene and your unread messages. The cold glow of your status was a lamp guiding me away. Your unread messages were a language I couldn't translate, but felt deeply. You left your love in typing and vanished before it was spoken. Your status hid the fracture lines of the love you broke. I lived for moments you were online and died when you weren't. You disappeared in the blur of your online world, and I was lost. Your silence online was a wound I refused to let heal. I waited in your online shadows, hoping you'd return to the light. Your status was the last thread unraveling the fabric of our love. You built walls with your online distance. I fell trying to climb them. The unread message was a coffin for the words we never shared. I loved your presence in silence. You loved absence in noise. Your online world was a maze where I lost all directions. The space between your updates became the graveyard of our promises. Your silence online was a slow poison I drank willingly. I counted your online hours while you counted me out of yours. Your unread message was the thunder before my quiet storm. Your status said you moved on, but my heart stayed behind. I lost you in the static between your online moments. Your digital absence was a scream my soul could never silence. The last scene was a sunset I watched without you. I chased your online presence like a moth drawn to dying light. Your silence was a tattoo on my heart I cannot erase. You left your love unread, but my heart never stopped reading. Your status became a memory I replayed until it broke me. I was the unseen in your online world, the forgotten in your life. The spaces between your words were where my love quietly died. Your online distance was a wound carved into the fabric of us. I learned heartbreak by watching your status remain unchanged. You disappeared behind your screen. I vanished from your world. Your silence online was the loudest goodbye I never wanted. I was alive in your presence, dead in your online absence. Your status was a shadow where I lost my reflection. You broke me quietly with every unread message you left behind. Your online world was a desert where my love wilted alone. I stayed logged into us, even after you logged off completely. Your silence was a storm that drowned the whispers of our love. The glow of your status was the cold fire burning my hope. Your online absence was a wound that never learned to heal. I loved you in the empty spaces your status created. Your unread messages were scars I carry in the silence. You erased us with a status update and left me in pieces. Your digital silence was the final verse of our broken song. I held on to you in every online now that wasn't for me. Your status was the last word in a conversation that died silently. I fell for the person you used to be behind that screen. Your online presence was a ghost I chased until I disappeared. Your unread messages were a graveyard where my heart mourned. My dear, your online silence screams louder than any words you ever spoke to me. Every status you post is a map of the distance growing between us. I watched you vanish behind the screen, and my heart shattered in real time. Your online presence feels like a shadow I can't reach, only mourn. Each update felt like a needle piercing the fabric of what we had. Your status made me realize I was no longer part of your story. I counted the minutes you were online, hoping for a sign you cared. The space you left in messages is filled only by your cold, glowing words. Your digital distance taught me the true meaning of loneliness in crowds. Every online now was a ghost haunting the edges of my hope. You speak through pixels now, but I longed for your voice in flesh. I mourned the person you became through every unread notification. Your online world grew vibrant. My world dimmed in your absence. The online status you put was a door slammed between two souls. You changed your profile, but I wished you'd changed your heart instead. I realized I was a background tab in your constantly refreshed life. Your status was a locked window I could see but never touch. Every online moment was a cold reminder of our fading warmth. Your last scene crushed the seconds I counted for your return. I followed your status, but you were a stranger in my timeline. Your online silence echoed louder than 1,000 spoken goodbyes. The distance in your status was the abyss, swallowing my love whole. My heart screamed in the silence between your posts. You shared stories without me and broke my own story in pieces. Your status was a mirror reflecting all I was losing quietly. Behind your online mask, I lost the smile I once adored. Every update without me was a stitch tearing our bond apart. Your presence online didn't reach the soul I once held close. The status you chose said everything you refused to speak aloud. You moved on behind screens while I was trapped in memories. The online space you occupied became a no man's land for my heart. Your status whispered, "I'm gone," but left me begging for more. I stayed logged in, hoping you'd log back into us. Your online status made me question if I was ever truly loved. I learned heartbreak through the cold glow of your screen. You vanished in pixels. I was left bleeding in silence. Your status was a riddle I could never solve, only feel. Each unread message was a wound that time refused to heal. You replaced us with an online echo that haunts my nights. Your status is a quiet betrayal, louder than any argument. The space between your posts is where my heart broke silently. I watched your status change and my world crumble piece by piece. Your online presence is a ghost I can't escape. You showed me love in the briefest online moments, then disappeared. My heart logged out long before you changed your status. Your status was the last message, unspoken yet unbearably clear. I was a chapter in your status updates, now erased. The glow of your screen was a lighthouse I could no longer reach. You left your status online, but left me in darkness. Your digital silence screamed the truth I wasn't ready to hear. I fell for a status, only to realize you had already left. Every time you were online, I hoped for a sign of us. Your online distance was a mirror to the silence between our hearts. The status you posted betrayed the love you no longer held. You hid behind your online world while I crumbled in reality. I mourned your absence in the spaces your status filled, your presence online never reaching where my heart desperately waited. Your status is a wound that time has yet to heal. You became a stranger through the screen I used to know. Your online world is a battlefield where our love quietly died. I saw you change, not in words, but in your online shadows. Your status was a final goodbye, whispered in silence. The space you filled online is now the void inside me. Your digital silence echoes louder than 1,000 spoken lies. I lost you between the lines of your unread messages. Your online status was a cruel joke I couldn't laugh off. I was always present. You were just a status update away. Your silence online screamed louder than any broken promise. You disappeared behind your screen, leaving love unread and unseen. Your online status was the last thread holding me to hope. I loved you in moments before your status said you were gone. Your online world never included me, and I finally saw. Every status you posted was a brick building walls between us. Your unread messages became the soundtrack of my heartbreak. The glow of your screen was the cold light of goodbye. I stayed logged in to us long after you logged off. Your status was a lock on the door of my heart. You moved on behind screens while I was trapped in us. The online silence you kept tore my soul in pieces.